Yeah, well, that is the question, Brent. And the third time was not the charm for John Gomes, who actually lost this redo January primary by a wider margin than he did the first time. But still, he's vowing to stay in the race, even if that means being a lone wolf.
John Gomes! John Gomes! John Gomes!
After losing the official tally 3 times, Bridgeport candidate for mayor John Gomes' path to victory is unclear.
These selected people who are calling for my withdrawal to return to business as usual, I will tell you, as we stand here united, that will not happen.
Mayor Joe Ganim pointing out that elections are not free of charge.
Fantasies that the Gomes campaign are trying to throw out to justify asking and forcing the city of Bridgeport to spend another $120,000 for the 4th election in 4 months.
Gomes will be on the independent line of February's ballot, although the chair of the party has since withdrawn his support, creating a rift.
This was actually the chair's idea to support him, so we are going to follow through. He may have changed his opinion, and that's fine, but we already committed to John.
Perhaps Gomes' best shot at victory is to woo the nearly 2,000 people who voted for unaffiliated candidate Lamont Daniels, who has since dropped out of the race and not endorsed anyone.
We still have 3 weeks, and if it makes sense for me to get behind the candidate, I will, but at this point in time, we have decided not to.
Mayor Joe Ganim, who originally said he will ask the courts to intervene to avoid a February redo election, now says that's not his fight.
My fight is to say, between now and then, I will do everything we can to ensure that people know, one, there is likely going to be a new election on February 27th, and people need to come out and vote.
Governor Ned Lamont's office sent Fox 61 a statement calling Ganim's win decisive, saying the governor is ready to turn the page.
For him to now come and make a statement, perhaps my question would be, where was he on September when all the evidence surfaced?
Meanwhile, despite 2 election monitors to oversee the count, the Office of the Secretary of the State said it still uncovered 14 absentee ballots that had not been opened, mistakenly mixed in with the inner and outer envelopes. And now the Gomes campaign is lobbing new claims of in-person voting irregularities.
We were inundated with calls from our supporters who voted for the primary and the general election for me that showed up to vote and couldn't vote because mysteriously their affiliation was changed.
I don't know. It's hard to understand sometimes where he's going with some of the things he says.
And Mayor Ganim is claiming that there is a legal issue with Gomes remaining on the independent line on the ballot. Gomes saying that that is just simply not the case. Gomes is calling on state lawmakers to tackle the issue of election reform in the upcoming session. Mayor Ganim, meanwhile, did not directly answer that question. We're live in Bridgeport. Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.